Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you guys tuning in. What we got for you today, we're going to go over this $500 gift card that I got from Strike King and what I bought with it. We got it here in this box, and we're going to dump everything out here and go through it and give you guys a quick rundown on what we've got. I do want to start by saying thank you for tuning in, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. It really helps us out, helps more people to see the videos. Hopefully you enjoy this. Let's get into it. Where to start? I'm going to sort some of this stuff out and then we'll get started. Okay, start out with the soft plastics. I'm going to start by saying, of course, I got tons of the June bug. I got 8 packs of these June bug. I go through so many of those in a year's time. It is ridiculous. That is my #1 go-to soft plastic is the June bug, Rage bug. There's another pack of them. And then I also got them in this blue crawl red flake. It's like a blue pumpkin, green swirl, or green pumpkin, blue swirl with like a red flake in it. And then I got them in this color, which I'm super stoked about. And it's called Crawdaddy. And it is a black and orange swirl. And I'm really digging those things. If you haven't checked out these Rage bugs, I highly, highly, highly recommend checking these things out. The action on them, you can flip them, you can pitch them, you can swim them, you can use them as trailers. I mean, if you can imagine it, you can do it with this bait. I do so much with this thing, and I catch so many fish on this every single year that I can't not buy them. And when I had the option to grab a ton of them, that's exactly what I did. But then I haven't fished the Magnum Rage bugs yet, which the normal that I fish is a 4-inch version. The Magnum's just a 4.5. It's just a little upsized version of it. So I got a pack of those in the June bug just to see what I think. And then I got the Rage bug punch bugs. This is one of my favorite punching baits. That Rage bug works well for punching, but this one is such a more slender profile and goes through the cover really well. This is actually called Summer Crawl. You got that green pumpkin back with like a chartreuse belly, and I just really like this color. I think it's going to show up well under those mats, and these things go through those mats excellent. So that's that color, and then I'm not even going to take this one out. This is that Crawdaddy color, the black and orange that you just saw the Rage bug in. So I got this in that same color pattern. Next up, we'll hit on these coffee tubes. This is one of the first tubes I ever fished in my adult life. Of course, I fished tubes when I was younger, but smallmouth fishing on the Shenandoah River, I went and bought these things. And this is called Goby. It's a green pumpkin with like a pearl back. These things, they smell good, and just the fish absolutely annihilated them. I was catching fish, and I would break off. We would catch fish that had 2 tubes in its mouth that we had lost or something, you know, and they were just feeding so heavily, but they would still eat that thing even with 2 of them in their mouth. So of course we would take those tubes out, get them out of that fish and set them free, but just they absolutely annihilated this thing. And this is the coffee tubes. And all this Rage product has that coffee scent, and that's one thing that drew me to it and got me to start using this product. Is after using those as well as I did with them, I started trying some of the other Rage products, and I've done excellent on all of it. So of course I just started expanding and buying more. Next in here we have the Rage Toad, which is the green pumpkin with a pearl belly. And you've got the little flapping legs. That's a big dense body, so I feel like these things are gonna last a pretty good while. You've got the slot on the bottom for your hook. Line that thing up, do a single hook, and I think these things should trigger some pretty good bites. I've not used these Rage Toads, so that's one that I'm excited to get out and try. I've used like the Zoom horny toads and stuff like that, but I just tend to go with those bigger hollow body flapping frogs. But again, that's the Rage Toad by Strike King and that green pumpkin pearl belly. And then we'll go with the Rage Tail Cutter Worms. And this is the Moon Juice color. I'm going to show you this color because I also got the cutter worms in that green pumpkin pearl, which is the color we just saw in that frog and that toad. But this Moon Juice color, I really like a lot. It's got a lot going on, but you've got this weird tail with these things. And you've got this little flap here. I'm not sure how this is going to swim. This is something I've not used before. I'm sure you could tear that off and get a little different action out of it. If you've got any experience with these, let me know down in the comments what you think and how you rig these. I'm sure I'll be Texas rigging them a bullet weight and throw them out and see how I like it, but you never know. There may be some secret way you guys have to fish these things, so leave me some comments down below and let me know what you think. And this is one that I'm super stoked about also. This color right here is sick. It's called Falcon Lake Crawl, and this is the Rage Chunk. So this little jig trailer chunk could also be a really good little finesse style bait, just on a smaller hook, but I really like that color. You've got like a goldish hue to it, but then green pumpkin and like a reddish tint. I think that's gonna be a really good jig trailer. Get out on some of these smaller, I got some of these Kitech finesse jigs that I think this is gonna be absolute fire on. So getting out and checking those things out soon. And then next up is one that I have not seen before. And this is the Rage Scound Bug. So you can see, I had to go with my trusty old June bug color, but it's like a mix between a Rage Crawl and a Rage Bug, but I'm really liking it. I think this is gonna be an excellent punching profile with that slender body. I think it's gonna go through that cover really well. Pop those claws apart and that thing's gonna give some crazy action. I think this is gonna be an amazing little bait. So I'm stoked to get out and try this thing out. I don't think it was a bad decision buying 3 packs of these, because I'm confident this is going to be one that I fall in love with, just like I did that Rage Bug. And then next in line, we will hit this is not a Rage product. This is the KVD Perfect Plastic. And I got these in, this is the Zeus worm. I got them in the plum color, and I got them in the dark whiskey color. And this dark whiskey color is really cool looking. It's I don't know, it looks like whiskey. Like you can see that tail. It's got a lot of brown in it, like some darker whiskey. But then you've got all kinds of different color flake in there. The light hits it, you get all these crazy hues. But these are a 7.5 inch worm. This is my go-to size for throwing a worm. It's typically like this 7.5 inch size. I don't downsize much more than that, but I will go up to what I'm about to show you. And that is the Rage Tail Thumper. I got them in the green pumpkin. It's a green pumpkin color. I don't have to take that out to show you. But I like this plum color. No, Tequila Sunrise color, sorry. You got that bright purple with that pink. And again, it's got that tail piece like that cutter worm, but this is more of a ribbon tail style, big U tail. So I don't know how these are gonna swim. Again, that's one I've gotta get out and experiment with. But these are a 10 inch worm, a lot bigger than that KVD worm. So I'm gonna rig these up probably on like a 5/0 hook, and just to give me a little better bite, get through there. But I'll go with the EWG because these are a huge bodied worm. I want it to be able to shove that down and get that hook in that fish's mouth. But lastly, what we have for you is all the Rage Swimmers. I don't have to take all these out and show you. I've got 4.75s and 3.75s. They are your standard paddle tail swim baits. I got them in the green pumpkin pearl, which is the green pumpkin with the pearl back. I got them in the pro blue red pearl, which is like a bluish with like a pearl red belly. And then I got them in this, it's called AU. And it's just like a darker green with a lighter pearlish green belly. But this green gizzard is the one that I like. It doesn't have any flake in it. You've got that greenish blue hue on the back with that subtle gray line, and then you've got that pearl belly. I just like the color mix up of this. They are softer, more moving baits than like Kitex. So I'm sure it's gonna have a wider thump than a Kitex. But again, that's gonna be one that I have to get out. I've not tried these Rage Swimmers, so that's one that I'm gonna have to get out and throw around and find its place in my arsenal, because I've got several different paddle tails, but they all have their place. And I'll go through a thing and break that down with the actions and different stuff, and kind of bring you guys up to date on that. Okay, now we're gonna get into the hard baits, and we'll go over that. And I've got several different variations of these. Some of them, like I've got several different colors of the Sexy Dog, several different colors of the Red Eye Shad, Lipless, the Popper. So we'll go over each of those. I'll show you the basic one, and then just kind of give you a rundown on the other colors, because I'm not gonna open every one of these up. It would take forever to go through all this. And I wanna keep some of this in the packaging. I'm gonna hang it up on the wall, and then when we do our giveaway again, when I hit 1,000 subscribers, some of this will be in there, so I wanna keep it in the package. A lot of it I am gonna open up and use, but some of it will be saved for that giveaway, so I wanna keep it in the package for that purpose. But we'll start off with the good old lipless crankbait, the Red Eye Shad. And this is like a chrome sexy shad that I already had. I've got so many lipless, I hate to open any more up right now, but you can hear the rattles in that thing, super, super loud. But the colors I got, this one is the 3/8 ounce, a little bit smaller, and it's in the green gizzard color. Really cool color. I like that one a lot. Hopefully it shows up well. And then this is the smoky chrome blue. Got a little bit of blue on the back with the chrome belly. But it's got kind of a matte finish instead of a real shiny finish. And this is just the gizzard shad. You got your black back, white side. You got a little bit of yellow. No, that was off the packaging. I thought there was some yellow on the belly. It was just a reflection off the package. But you've got really good sticky hooks on these things. You don't have to worry about a whole lot. Really good lipless crankbaits. These and the 6 Sense Snatch have been some of my favorites. But I've been using these things for so long that I've just got so much faith in these and confidence in these that I know they work. But I really, really like this color, and I'm gonna crack this one open because this one's going in the box. This is one that I know I'm gonna use. There's a place in my box for this one for sure. And this is that blue crawl color. And that is 3/8 ounce too, I believe. Yeah, that's the 3/8. I've got a couple 1/2 ounce and a couple 3/8, but just to show you the difference, this one's a 1/2 ounce, just a little bit smaller, not a whole lot. But again, you got all those good rattles in there, make that perfect pitch to drive those fish crazy. Then next we will get into, let's get into these gravel dogs, because I'm interested in these. These are 8-foot diving crankbaits. I've read a lot of stuff about them. I've never used these. So something I'm interested in. This color I really like, it's called the green gourd. And I'm gonna crack these open. I don't have any of these, and I plan on fishing these and seeing what I think about them. But that color, I absolutely love it. Reminds me of Ninja Turtles. Michelangelo got that orange and green and black. So I was a Ninja Turtle nut growing up. So that one right there, I absolutely love it. But that crawl pattern is awesome. But then I also got another one, same bait, a little different color. And this one doesn't have the color written on it. So I'm not exactly, I can't remember what the color is. I don't have my paper here with me, but it's a translucent. You can see right through that body. So it's a clear body, but you've got the olive green and the orange, the black from the crawl, just all your crawl patterns, but it's just a translucent, more natural looking bait that in that clear water, that subtle look with that rattle, I feel is going to produce some good bites. Getting down to that 8-foot depth range, I'm not a super deep water fisherman, and that's something that I'm wanting to get into more. That 8-foot depth range is somewhere I'm comfortable. When it gets deeper than that, out on these ledges and stuff, that's stuff that I'm still trying to learn. The new jig and minnow style fishing, I'm not great at that. So that's something that I'm trying to get out. If you got any info on that stuff, fill me in, because I'm trying to get out and learn that stuff. But there's so much that goes into it. There's so many baits out there right now that you can get that really, it makes it hard to choose where to start. And I have a bunch of baits. I have a bunch of this stuff already. So I just have to get out there and apply that in those situations and utilize this depth finder, find those big breaks, find those schools of fish, and fish them. So that's something that is on me personally to get out there and do. But here I go rambling. So we're gonna get into the next one, and this is one that I have quickly grown to love. I love my topwater, everybody knows it. The Strike King Sexy Dog. I love these things. They've got 3 hooks on them. If you watch any of the videos, you know that I love baits with 3 hooks, because that's one more hook to get in that fish's mouth. But these things walk easier than any walking bait that I've ever dealt with. They don't spit a lot of water. I mean, they don't have a cupped mouth. They've got a flat mouth on them, flat surface, but they walk so effortlessly that it's crazy. It just makes it so easy. But I got that same one in a chrome sexy shad color, same size. And I also got it in a more natural, well, it's actually called natural shad. So it's more like a photo printed. I mean, it's really, really good looking color. I'm gonna have to crack that one open. Even though I said I wasn't gonna sit and do this, you've gotta see how good that looks. The colors on that thing look good. These hooks are sitting here poking me. They've got some good sticky hooks on them. Strike King, I mean, you can't go wrong with Strike King. And then I'm gonna crack both of these open because I have one of the juniors in this black lab color that I really like. But then I also have a Bitsy Dog, and it's in the chrome sexy shad. So I'm gonna crack both of these open just to give you a little bit of an idea of what we're looking at size difference here. That black lab color looks really good. I like that a lot. Yeah, I'm digging that. All that shimmer in there. But just to show you a little bit of size difference, that's the junior, and this is the full size. So if I can hold these where you can see them with my fat hands on it in the way. Just to show a comparison there. And then to downsize from the Junior to the Bitsy, that thing is light. So this will be in comparison to that little Lucky Craft Sammy 65 that I like to throw. But then there's one more here that is, it's a full size, but this is the Hard Knock. And this is in a Tennessee shad color. And anytime I see a Tennessee shad pattern, I always buy it because I love them. I love the Tennessee shad patterns of everything that I see. I love that green hue that most of them have. And I mean, I'm in Tennessee, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I go ahead and get it? God, that looks good. So you've got that white belly, which you can't go wrong on a topwater. I like that it's got the red mouth on it. But then you got a little bit of gold, and then like a chameleon almost color, like a bluish purple, changes colors a little bit on the back. But just to show you the difference in sound, I hope it shows up well on here. Got a little bit of echo in this garage. That's the original. That's that Hard Knock. You've got that one big bead in there, one big ball bearing. So it's gonna be a different sound. I guess you would say that's a little more subtle, but it's just a harder thump. So it's gonna hit a little different. One thing I will do with a lot of these baits is I will either tie feathers on the back hooks, or I will replace them with feathered hooks. So that is one thing that I do. And then next in line, we're gonna go with the KVD Splash topwater poppers. And I'm gonna go ahead and just crack all these open for you. Instead of waiting, but we are. This one is called the Shizzle, and it's an awesome color. You got that little bit of green, but then you got that pearl on the bottom, a little bit of blue on the back. To me, the back, the top of a popper doesn't really matter. Top of a topwater in general doesn't really matter a whole lot to me. It's the bottoms of them, but the top of them catch our eyes as an angler. So I do like to have brighter colors a lot of times on those because it does help me to see where my bait's at. But then I got that same popper, but this is in the Sexy Blueback Herring. And it's a smaller version. This is the Junior version. Got that yellow, just that sexy shad color that Strike King's known so well for. And then we got the Bitsy topwater, the Bitsy Splash. And to crack this thing out, teeny tiny, little bitty guy. So you have your original, then you have your Junior, and then you switch from your Junior down to your Bitsy. And this would even be like a good little creek bait for like bluegill and stuff like that, but it'll be a really good bait for pressure fish as well when they're chasing those smaller bait fish, to be able to get out with that BFS rod I have and catch those largemouth on this smaller profile. That'd be fun. I mean, that BFS reel is ridiculous. I do want to get me a lighter rod for it and be able to throw even smaller stuff, but I've got those small little micro chatterbaits. I'll do a video showing those. I just got those, and being able to throw that small stuff. I mean, they're tiny, tiny chatterbaits, so I'll go through all that in a different video. We're gonna try to finish getting through this, but being able to throw that small stuff on that BFS rod and not having to throw it on spinning gear is big for me because I'm not a spinning rod guy. I don't enjoy throwing them. Being able to throw everything on a bait caster, I absolutely love. But then next up, I'm not cracking this one open because it's just your standard buzz bait. It does have a red hook on it. I like the black with the red accents on it. And then next up we have the KVD Sexy Frogs. And I got 2 of the bullfrog color. And we're gonna crack one of them open. Because why not, right? I lied to you at the beginning of the video and told you we wasn't gonna do this. So. Really cool color. You've got that white with this bluish hue. And I think this is gonna do really well at imitating a bluegill. A lot of times when you're throwing these frogs, people think I'm imitating a frog. Not necessarily. You're just imitating, sometimes it's a frog, but sometimes it's bait fish on the top of the water, whether it be a bluegill, shad, anything, but that's kind of a fishy looking color. You got that blue up under there, and I think it's gonna do really well, especially with the chartreuse there. Give hints like some of the little bluegill and pumpkin seed. But then the other one we got is this, it's called Bottoms Up. And it's got like a green side to it with a chartreuse back. And I like that because I'll be able to see that. That'll stand out really well in the lily pads and stuff. When I'm throwing this out on those cheese mats and stuff that mat up really a lot, I won't pick this color because that'll blend in too much. I'll pick something darker with a darker back so I can see it and it stands out better to me. But that's all personal preference. It's my vision. To me, the color of your frog doesn't really matter a whole lot when you're fishing those thick mats because the fish doesn't see it. All they really see is the indentation that you're putting in the top of that mat. That vegetation's so thick, it's like laying a piece of paper down and laying that frog on top of it, and they don't really see it. So that is one big thing that I don't care what color it is. You can do whatever you want there, in my personal opinion. But next up is one that I'm super excited to get out and try. I love bladed jigs. Everybody knows I love that Berkeley slobber knocker. And I have never used Strike King's bladed jig. And they have the Thunder Cricket. This is the bluegill color. I got it in Gold Shiner. I got another bluegill. And then this one I really, really like. It's called Olive Shad. And I'm gonna crack every one of these open because they're going in my box. One of them's getting tied on. And I'm gonna show you guys these colors real quick. So, if you noticed, I got 2 of the bluegill color, but one has a painted blade, one has a gold blade. And then this is that Gold Shiner. You've got all the hues of gold and white with that gold blade. Really good looking color. I like that a lot. And then you have the bluegill, which is a lot like the slobber knocker that I throw all the time. But this one has the painted blade, painted to match. It's like an olive green and black. And then I got the exact same one, but with a gold blade. And one of these is 3/8 ounce. One of them's 1/2 ounce, I do believe. The bluegill, that's 3/8 ounce. No, they're both 3/8, just one's gold, one's painted. I couldn't remember. Their website, there was so much stuff out of stock on their actual website, it was hard to order a lot of stuff. But this one, I'm super, super excited about. I love this color. I think it's gonna stand out really well, and it's not one that I see a lot. It's called Olive Shad. So you've got that almost green pumpkinish skirt with the white. You got that white head with the green pumpkin sparkle on it, and then that white and green blade. And I just think this thing's gonna stand out really good. I'm eager to get out and try these and see how they swim. So that's where we're at with this. That'll finish up the hard baits. So I think we'll move on to the little bit of terminal tackle that I have. I got some snaps to be able to swap out my swim baits really quick. Some of my top waters, I'll use those on, and then some split rings. That's all I got. I like to put these split rings if I have a lot of your top waters and stuff. I'll put a split ring on the front. I like to run them on most of these. You don't really have to have it on this sexy dog. It walks tremendously without a split ring. But a lot of my other baits, a lot of my poppers, I like to put split rings on because it makes it so much easier to tie to. I have to take them out, try them, and see which ones I want. So I take it out. If I think I can add it, then I do. And if I add it on there and it changes the action, then I take it back off. It's that simple. But it just makes tying a little easier. It gives you a better tie point. And to me, it helps to give that bait a little more free action because you're tied to that ring and then it slides inside that bait. So that's where we're at there. All right, so we got these KVD pliers and these things are pretty sweet. I just opened them up. I didn't want to have to fight with that on camera. So, but it's got they are the Combat Grip KVD Precision pliers, and they are carbon steel construction with a cushion handle and an armor shield coating for corrosion resistance. So you've got the rubber coating on the handles, good grip on them so you don't drop them if your hands are wet. You got the little cutter right here, and then of course a good pair of needle nose pliers. I like that it comes with a lanyard and a case. I can put that right there on the seat of my kayak and have it right there where I can grab it really quick and not have to worry about not having them when I need them. I have my other ones I keep in a little pocket beside me, but having those, it's a little better plier, a little better quality. I like that they pop themselves back open. They're spring loaded to automatically come open, and I like that. So that'll be nice to have as an addition to my kayak tools, other stuff that I have on there. And I'll end up doing a video of the main stuff that I have on my kayak at all times, what kind of tools I keep with me, and just kind of stuff that is good to have out on the water with you at all times. Just to kind of, for the guys that are new at kayak fishing, or it may be something that you've been doing it for years and it's just something you think, yeah, I would probably like to have one of those on the water with me. So that's something that I'll go over and we'll kind of update you guys on a walkthrough of the kayak and everything that I have. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up. I wanna thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. It really helps us out, helps us to grow, helps more people to see the videos. All of this stuff will be linked down in the description below. If everything that I can get a link to, I will link it down there to my Amazon store. If there's something you guys want to pick up, it helps us out a little bit. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, hit that like button and let me know, leave me some comments, and we'll chat back and forth about what you think about this stuff. I'm super stoked to get out and try this stuff. Again, there's a lot of it that I haven't tried before, so I'm gonna have to get out and find out if there's a place for it in my arsenal, and if there is, where it's gonna fit in line. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Y'all have a good one.